Hi, I'm so glad that you're here. My name is Andrea St. Saver. If you're tuning in, you are wanting to hear a little bit more about coaching, and I would love to share, my journey in getting started. The way I started out, quite a bit different from where I am now. Um, but I just want you to know that I hope this addresses any of your reservations. And if not, it just scratches, if anything, it just scratches the surface in showing you what can be possible for you and um, dig deeper and reach out so we can talk about this more if you do have an interest in this and seeing more if this could align with your life. So I started my health journey um, 4 years ago this month. I was a nurse, home care nurse, case manager, working long days, and I was just on the back burner. Um, I was so busy and spread thin in work. I had little time to delve into any kind of a fitness routine and eating well. It was totally out of convenience. And so I was just really, really in a rut in my own health and wellness. And quite frankly, felt like a hypocrite in my career, promoting health and wellness with my patients. So I was totally talking the talk and not walking the walk. And that felt awful. Um, so I got started in a challenge group with a gal that I had never met on Instagram and decided what the heck, what I'm doing isn't working. And so I was at my wit's end and gave it a shot. And I was 3 weeks in to my first program ever and I loved it. And you know how you are when you discover something that you love, you just want to share it, especially when it makes you feel good. And it solves this huge problem that you've had in your life, which is nothing was working. I wasn't committing to anything. And then I found this thing that was like bringing me joy in the process. So I, it was at that point in January of 2019 that I decided, what the heck, the worst case scenario is I make this my job. I see this as my job and it will add a layer of accountability for me because I've always like had that thought of, if fitness was my job, it would be so much easier. Well, why not make it your job and make it that much easier? Forces you to kind of show up for other people. Worst case scenario, you get in the best shape of your life and you get some of your products covered. Like I love that. I was like, okay, why not? So um end of 2019, we got pregnant, and I I'm just really pleased that again, coaching was an accountability piece for me. It kept me showing up, showing um, others how I could keep this routine no matter what was going on in my life, and it kept me connected with a community of women who really kind of showed me. I realized, how to get outside of my own comfort zone, out of my own head, and overthinking things. Um, and just living more courageously for myself. Um, I don't know if that resonates with you at all, but I hope it kind of does, because I think we get really caught up in not doing things because we're afraid of what other people are going to think. And it's your life. So you're the one who has to be okay with it at the end of it. Okay. And to have regrets looking back and holding back because of fear of other people's opinions is it's just wrong. Um, but I carried the routines that I established through pregnancy. My goal was healthy weight gain and just to feel as energized as I could throughout pregnancy and just have a healthy growing baby. And I love that. And felt great. And I was active throughout my whole pregnancy. Sarah was born in July 2020. Um, Stayed active through my postpartum. And November 2020, I got diagnosed with a desmoid tumor. And immediately chemotherapy gets thrown around. And my biggest fear in embarking on that wasn't necessarily the chemo itself. It was, well, remembering my mom's experience with chemotherapy when I was a young child, and it was awful. And she totally lost herself. I mean, like, my biggest fear was that I was going to lose a sense of myself and um, going through treatment. So I just was damn determined to keep my routines that I established that makes me feel strong and in control and um, more myself. I didn't want this treatment to derail the essence of who I was. And I really grew an identity in these um, routines that I've established and the fitness that I've come to love. And um, I wasn't about to let chemo take that away from me. So I really, right now, I've learned through my chemo journey. I was on, did chemo for 8 months. So 2021 was a pretty rough year. But all throughout it, I was able to keep my fitness routine. And I always had something that met me where I was, even on the days where I had no energy. And, it's almost you there's a lot of evidence that backs the importance of exercise during chemotherapy treatment and fighting your cancer. Um, and honestly, I don't know if that evidence also applies to desmoid tumors because it's a different kind of rare cancer. But I'm not going to be the one to say to um, assume not. So I'm going to keep my routines and know that it's doing good things for me. Um, but at any rate, I really felt um, and a special calling to help others in being able to have a fitness regimen at your fingertips. Leaving your house isn't always possible. Going to a gym, the logistics of things is just harder. And so having something that you can do no matter how you're feeling is super powerful. And then having that also in your recovery and getting back into um, the routines that you were familiar with, or just getting your strength back up is huge. The nutrition aspect of what I've learned through my journey has been such a gift in my treatment too. And it's just amazing resources that we have that have really helped me through my journey. So you will find that I will never, um, you know, give medical advice. You always talk to your medical provider, your oncologist about activity and making changes to your diet and everything. But this is such an awesome solution to make that healthy lifestyle change. And I know when I was going through treatment, that doesn't always just come up. So you have to be an advocate for yourself, and this can be a resource for you to meet you where you are. And so that's why I have just newfound passion in what I do as a coach. And that is something that's always going to keep me engaged. And the community of women and men that I've linked arms with in coaching, like always is here to boost you in dreaming bigger and seeing more possible than just this maybe prescribed path that you feel is the key to success, moving forward. Like you can seek more fulfillment outside of wherever you are, um, if you're not feeling completely fulfilled in wherever you are in life right now. So this has been just a huge piece for me in that. Um, Community. If you have more questions as far as, income opportunity and, travel opportunities and things like that, that gets a little bit deeper in, um, making this an actual business endeavor for you, by all means, let me know. And we have um, coaching info sessions every month. So I'd be happy to invite you to one of those. Um, and it's your opportunity to ask more questions. We talk more in depth about coaching, and you get more perspectives, from other coaches and they're starting. And in a lot of cases, you may really resonate with, someone else's journey into coaching more than others. So that's perfectly fine. So anyways, I hope this has sparked maybe more of an interest for you to ask more questions, and maybe I hope you feel comfortable to reach out to me and let me know if this sounds like something that you would be interested in. I'd love to mentor you. We have coaching mentorship every week through the month, so I would love to welcome you to our table and have you part of the team. Thank you for listening. Have a good night.